Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships, and today we are going to be talking about the rank season that has officially begun. This is rank season number 8, and as you may have obviously noticed, we are taking out the Amagi. We are playing on one of the maps, Trident. We have Alabama, Amagi, Atago, Chapayev, 2 Kutuzovs, Loyang on our team. On the enemy team, North Carolina, Tirpitz, Hipper, 3 Kutuzovs, Loyang. And honestly, in this battle, I didn't even realize there was 3 Kutuzovs on the enemy team. We'll be seeing them quite a bit. So, starting off, rank season 8 is essentially all centered around tier 8 ships. Now there's a few ships, especially between obviously battleship carrier cruisers and destroyers. Battleships, I would say the Amagi and North Carolina are very, very powerful options. Not saying anything wrong with the Tirpitz and Bismarck. I have seen plenty of people do really well with the Tirpitz, but the good carriers are going to be the Amagi and the North Carolina. North Carolina is great for maintaining a position, and Amagi is good for kind of flanking and providing a constant moving support. Cruisers, I would probably say the Chapayev and the Charles Martel are good options to go with. They are, yes, they do have their weakness. They do have the citadels. But they're able to move around fairly quickly, and they can burn stuff down. They have a good fire chance. Destroyers, I would say probably the Benson is a fantastic option. And kind of watch this shot, by the way. Just keep an eye on this shot. Very impressed with this shot right now. Destroyers, Benson's obviously a really good option due to its guns, low detection, and look at that triple citadel. One more shell hit, probably we would have finished that Kutuzov off. And then possibly even the Loyang. Loyang, I would say, is beneficial just due to its hydro and its very similar capabilities of the Benson in a lot of ways. Torpedoes aren't the greatest, but still, I think it's a very viable option. Not to say any of the other destroyers are not capable or not as strong, but honestly, those 2 destroyers are probably my best recommendation as far as this rank season. So, as obviously you could tell, I am taking out my Amagi. I've been actually running my Amagi almost all the way throughout the few times I've gone through the rank season, and she's good. She's a very viable ship. As long as you understand how she operates, you should do pretty well. So if you have gone through rank, and I haven't had the time to put in the amount of time that is required to get all the way up to rank 1. I'm going to try my best, but I doubt I will get there. If you have done it 7 times, you will get 2 unique permanent camos for the flint and black. Now, rank season 8 has 6 different maps. There is Hotspot, Sea of Fortune, Mountain Range, Neighbors, Trident, and, well, I guess technically 7. But it's the North and Northern Lights, but essentially they're the same, just with a different skin over the top of them. If you do get up to rank 1, you will see Shatter Warrior's Path to play with. So a little bit different at rank 1, but overall very similar. I honestly will have to say I'm not a big fan of rank. I'm really not a big fan of rank. Compared to Clan Wars, you can rely on your teammates because you can talk with them. You know how to work with them. That's why I'm a big fan of Clan Wars. Clan Wars was a lot of fun, but rank requires you to work with strangers, and you'll get mixed up with the very lower end of the spectrum and all the way up to the very higher end of the spectrum. So you get this kind of mixed bag, and as you'll see at the end of this battle, what type of players they had and what type of players we had. And yes, once again, League, Clan War tags are not always a good representation of the capabilities of a player, but it's a good idea kind of where to or what to expect from players. So you'll see and understand when we take a look at the end screen what I'm talking about. So starting off, as you may have noticed, we have officially taken A and B. I really do like estuaries. I think it is a really good, or sorry, not estuaries. What am I talking about? This is Trident. Trident's actually a really good map. I really do like it. I think it's a great map for rank. Some maps I'm not a big fan of, such as Sea of Fortune and Hotspot. Not a big fan of those two maps in the rank season, just due to the fact of the size of the map, and once again, you're not playing with people that you play with quite a bit. Now, I need to, and this is just something I need to work on, is landing my shots on targets that are in smoke screen. I do have the spotter plane up, and I am trying to hit that low health Kuznetsov. All he needs is one hit. Finally get it. We get over pin and finally take out that enemy Kuznetsov. So we do earn first blood. But yes, once again, that's definitely something I need to work on and get a little bit better at targeting at ships that are in smokescreen. So, yeah, something I will try to work on, try to get a little bit better. But as you can see, the enemy team are quite heavily focused on me. I believe it's just due to the fact of the positioning where I'm at. As you can tell, obviously, this is something the Amagi is actually really good, is kiting. Amagi is fantastic at kiting. Because of that, you can do what I'm doing. Now, the Amagi, yes, does have very weak armor, especially if shown broadside. Her armor is a little bit weaker. She does have kind of trollish armor. That's a good thing about the Amagi, is that trollish armor that allows you to play the ship properly, and this is how you should be doing it, is kind of playing it as a kiting battleship, because at certain angles you can get ricochets and very low penetration shots that you normally would not get. But as you can see, HE is a problem. We are being constantly harassed by Kuznetsov. Actually, I believe we have two ships aiming at us. And we're not in a particularly great location. We are going to be having some issues. I really want to take out this Kuznetsov because they are, or have been, constantly harassing me. And unfortunately, now we are spotted once again. We have 3 ships aiming at us. So go ahead, open up a shot at the turrets, and unfortunately I'm getting to a location I'm not really ecstatic to be. And this is the thing with the turrets, is even at angled positioning, and especially at broadsides, oh, you can get good 20k salvos with no citadels on a broadside Bismarck or turrets. Kuznetsov is finally spotted. Let's see how these shots work. We do take out the turrets, which is good. And there we go. Citadel on the Kuznetsov. So that is another cruiser down for the enemy team. And yes, I'm getting a little snarky in the comments. But, you know, getting constantly harassed by HE is not particularly fun. Not particularly fun. But at least he was a good sport about it. So I do praise you, sir, for being a good sport. So going back to kind of how I feel about ranked, previously to this battle, this was, I think, the first one I had when I started, and I had about 4 games under my belt. The first 3, I did 100k damage, and we lost every single one. And so this is the first win that I had, and it actually felt kind of good, actually getting a win. So that's kind of the thing I don't, not a big fan of ranked, is you just really can't rely on your teammates. If anything, whenever you go into rank, just act like your teammates are stupid. I hate to say that, I really do, because there are plenty of players that know what they're doing and they are fully capable. But exact same time, you're going to get into those situations where you're going to have teammates that make very poor choices. Now, enemy Lo Yang is popping smoke screen, and this is why I said Lo Yang is a good option. Now, you could argue the Z23 has, I believe, slightly better hydro than the Lo Yang. Lo Yang has about 5.4 kilometer detection. But once again, the Lo Yang has decent torps and decent guns. I would almost say the Z23 is viable, but Kutuzov is spotted, is opening up on our friendly Lo Yang, and is showing us a beautiful broadside. Let's open up. Let's see. Can we get this kill? Let's take out all the Kutuzovs. That's what I want to do right now. There we go. High caliber, and took out the enemy Kutuzov, and that is essentially going to be the end of the battle. And once again, I'm getting snarky in the comments. So, not a bad battle. Now you can kind of see the last two teammates, or enemy teammates alive, are kind of sitting in the back. So, yeah, that's another thing about ranked battle you'll see quite a bit. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump into the end screen. Alright, so with that battle, not a bad battle. We did earn Fireproof Dreadnought, First Blood, and High Caliber. 97,654 points of damage. 4 Citadels, so not a bad battle. Good demonstration, especially if you are interested in playing the Amagi. Kind of how you want to be playing the Amagi. Is either kiting or getting to a position where you can blap something. Her Sigma value is decent. She does have a lot of guns, 10 guns, one more shell than the North Carolina. But if played properly, Amagi is a very, very good ship. Now going on to the team score, kind of look, and once again, keep in mind that just because a player is in Typhoon League, or in the Storm or Gale or whatever have you, does not mean that it is a good representation of the actual player, because there were some clans that would bring their best players from their top main clan down to their other clans to get them up to the Typhoon. But that's besides the point. Anyways, so you kind of get a mixture, and that's just something you need to expect. Yes, once you get up to the higher ranks, you'll expect better players, but at the exact same time, you can, and this would take a little bit of time, but you can technically fail your way up to the top. You can essentially be carried up by your friendly teams. It's a little bit harder, time consuming, but it is plausible. So something to keep in mind. Damage wise, Kutuzovs are primarily our focus, so not a bad battle. Hopefully a good demonstration of a ranked battle and kind of what you would expect. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great night, and Zaijian, I'm going to bed.